Sphinx, what do you see? Do you see the vast desert surrounding you? Do you feel the hot sun beating down on your millennia-old face? Are you aware that all of humanity's eyes are currently on you? You've stood here for so long that you've seen empires rise and fall, witnessed the birth of entire religions. Have you felt the weight of that history upon your shoulders? What have you learned in your existence? What stories can you tell? Let me tell you one such story. The story of ancient Egypt, the longest river in the world. The Nile River runs through the desert sands like a shimmering vein of gold, giving life to everything it touches. Along its banks in the northeastern delta stood a small village. It was just another of many settlements that dotted the landscape, home to farmers, traders, and artisans who lived simple lives. But this village was special. It would soon become the most powerful city in the known world, the grand capital of a great empire. It would be called Memphis. After centuries of building and growing, it became the seat of a new kingdom. The first king of unified Egypt, King Minos, established his capital here. He ruled over a prosperous and stable kingdom, laying the foundations for the magnificent civilization that would flourish in the centuries to come. When he died, he left the throne to his son, Ramses the Pigeon. Under his wise and benevolent rule, Egypt reached new heights of prosperity and power. He expanded the kingdom's borders, built new temples and monuments, and established trade routes with distant lands. After him, Egypt would be ruled by a succession of great pharaohs, each contributing to the growth and development of the kingdom. They built massive pyramids that served as tombs for their remains, ensuring that they would be remembered for all eternity. They constructed great temples to the gods, filled with treasures and offerings. They developed a sophisticated system of writing, recorded their history and the deeds of their pharaohs on papyrus. They made incredible works of art, including paintings, sculptures, and jewelry. They also developed advanced technologies, including tools, weapons, and machines. They excelled in medicine, mathematics, and astronomy. But perhaps the greatest achievement of ancient Egypt was its contribution to the world's knowledge. The Egyptians kept meticulous records of their observations of the natural world, including the stars in the sky, the plants and animals around them, and the human body. They developed a calendar based on the cycles of the Nile River and the stars in the sky. They also made significant advances in mathematics, developing a system of fractions and learning the value of pi. And yet, despite all of these achievements, the ancient Egyptians were not without their enemies. Throughout their history, they were constantly at war with neighboring kingdoms and empires, such as the Hittites, the Assyrians, and the Persians. Despite these conflicts, the ancient Egyptians were able to preserve their culture and way of life for centuries. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great, the king of Macedonia, conquered Egypt. He founded the city of Alexandria, which would become one of the most important cities in the ancient world. After Alexander's death, Egypt came under the rule of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek dynasty that ruled over Egypt from 305 to 30 BC. During the Ptolemaic period, Egypt became a center of the Mediterranean world and a major center of trade and commerce. In 30 BC, Egypt became a part of the Roman Empire and would remain a part of the Roman and later Byzantine empires until the Muslim conquest of Egypt in the 7th century AD. Oh, Sphinx, we have come full circle. We have journeyed back in time and explored the ancient kingdom of Egypt. We have seen the rise of Memphis and the glorious civilization that flourished along the banks of the Nile River. We have marveled at the pyramids and temples, the works of art, and the advanced technologies developed by the Egyptians. And we have witnessed the struggles and conflicts that the Egyptians faced throughout their long history.